Hey guys, I wanted to make this video to talk about my awakening process. I have and still am going through the process. It's been about 5 years now. I truly believe, though, once you do awaken, it's going to be for the rest of your life. It's not something that's going to end. You're not going to get to like this level in this life. That's not going to happen. You're going to constantly be having new experiences, and your brain is constantly going to be expanding, and you're going to see things in different ways forever. It's going to be a long road. I don't think it ends. So I wanted to get that out there. Um, I made a video previously and I just ended up rambling. And I don't want to do that. I want to kind of give people the best and most direct information that I can share with you that will help you the most. And number one is shadow work. It's a really painful process. Um, we're basically in a shadow universe. We're kind of like a shadow of our God self and our higher self. So it only makes sense that the darker, kind of heavier things tend to come out more in this realm and in this reality. And I really think it's part of our learning process to kind of realize it and climb out of it. Um, I had a lot of experiences in my life that could have ruined my life and could have led me down the wrong path and well, I mean, I was down the wrong path, but could have kept me in the wrong path. And there were certain things that happened to me while I was growing up that made me feel very isolated and angry, and I was full of a lot of rage. I was I had a hard time letting my feelings out because they were so deep and they were so raw. You know, it was just something I held in a lot. So I had a lot of anger. But your shadow work is something you definitely want to do research on. You definitely want to heal your old wounds. That's what it's all about. Forgiving the people that have hurt you. And when I say forgive, I do not by any means mean go to their house and have tea with them. It's basically more for you than it is for that person. It's basically just letting go, but reconciling the situations within yourself. And I think the best way to do that is try to see where that person was at in their life at that time, and try and understand that. And if you can understand a person's pain and the reason why they act out the way they do, it's really easy to forgive people. Um, and that is like the number one thing you want to do to heighten your awakening process is to get rid of all that negative, those negative feelings. You want to get basically to the point where you can talk about them without crying. Once you've done that, then you know that you are good to go. And if you want to keep relationships with those people that hurt you, you need to speak to them about it. You need to do it in a way that lets them know how you feel, and not in an accusatory manner, or else it's just going to blow up in your face. But I think the best way is just to reconcile those things within yourself and let them go and let that person go and just move on and resonate higher and rise above it. So shadow work number one, paying attention to numbers and synchronicities. In the last 2 years, I have had instances, and this is every day. It's never stopped. It's actually, I just laugh at it now. It's like really funny. Just repeating numbers like the 1111, the 222, 333, 444, 555, and again and again and again. Like, I mean, waking up, going up to get my coffee, I've ended up waking up super early and it's 5:55 in the morning, or waking up 11:11, just randomly waking up, and when you wake up and you're like, I don't know what time it is. I don't know if it's 6 in the morning or 10 at night. It's 11:11. But yeah, and at first it was like, what is going on? Because it happens so much. I was trying to be like, this has to mean something. This has to mean something. And it started to happen so much that I was like, I started getting mad. I'm like, what the? It's 4:44. Like, I can't look at the clock at a regular time. It was like always repeating numbers. And I really do think that they're codes that break down old systems within yourself, and within your life to help you kind of build a new existence. and that's a good thing. Pay attention to synchronicities. The universe is always trying to speak to you. The universe is always trying to let you know what's up. And, we don't get it. We don't get it right away, And it's funny. It's like sometimes it's like right in your face. So pay attention to synchronicities. Pay attention to numbers. Research your shadow work. The thing is with this type of thing, if you want to expand your psychic abilities, if you want to expand your knowledge, you have to do the work. You have to do the work. No one's gonna like. I'm gonna try and give you the most direct and accurate information as I know it to be, but at the same time, you can't just watch videos. You have to read. You have to meditate. Um, Change your eating habits, which is something for me that's been the hardest, I think. I eat like shit, dude. I eat like shit. It's just, but I like it. So, I'm like, fuck it, I'm human, whatever. Nobody's perfect. But, try to control your anger, try to become more balanced. Um, all of those things and getting as far away from social media as you possibly can. That shit was made for entertainment. It was not made for 3 hours of just scrolling through people's bullshit. It really was not. And it does affect your concentration levels. It affects your brain. It pollutes your brain. I'm not saying don't enjoy it. I'm just saying really, really try and disassociate to where it's not a habit. If your phone in your hand is a habit, it's a problem. We need to be more present in the moment. We need to see things. We need to make connections with people. We need to talk to people. We need to not be a weirdo and talk to strangers on the street, but if you're sitting on the bench on your lunch break and, someone sits down and starts to talk to you, it doesn't always mean that, they're trying to have sex with you or they're trying to flirt with you or they want anything but just a regular conversation. Sometimes you can meet some really cool people. And the cool thing is, a lot of times when you meet a person unexpectedly, sometimes they tell you some shit, you know, and that's one thing. The universe works through other people as well. So always be open to new experiences with people and approach the world like a child to where you're waking up and you don't know anything about the world. You know, take it in. Take it in like you're learning everything you see. And that's the most perfect way to keep a perfectly balanced brain is to take in information without judgment. Um, if you have a calling to the tarot, I would highly, highly, highly recommend studying and doing the work. I read tarot myself. I've been reading for probably about 14 years now, and I'm a lazy person. I'm not gonna lie. Unless I'm really, 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 really into something, then I get like crazy. All like I'll sit there for 6 hours. But in the beginning, it was something I was really interested in, and there's a lot of cards, and it's a big undertaking. And there will be books that'll tell you one card means one thing, and there will be books that'll tell you another card means another thing. So the first thing you should do is just learn the mundane meanings. Tarot does have mundane meanings, and it has complete opposite, esoteric information. But the thing is, with the tarot, it's it's not going to reveal its mysteries to you right away. You have to do the work. There's a point, and who knows when it'll be, um, in your time of studying, where you're going to be like, oh my god, that's what that means. Like, because the concepts in it, you'll see it's all about balance. It's about dark and light. It's about the poles, polarity, and the coming together of those two things. And it really is about your left and right brain and your soul and balance. That's all it is. But it seems like it's so simple, but it's not. It isn't all at once. And it, like I said, it doesn't reveal its deeper mysteries until the initiate is ready to receive them. And that's how the universe works. Hermetics is the 7 Hermetic principles. Definitely look into that. Um, Again, some of the Hermetic principles are really hard to wrap your brain around. Really grabbing the macrocosm, microcosm thing can be hard to understand at first, but the more you read, you really learn that we're like little universes walking around. Like our eyeball is like a fucking galaxy, and the way that our insides work and the way that our cells divide is the same way. in the universe that it happens. And it's really beautiful, and you can really become very connected with the universe and everything around you. And it's when that happens, you experience moments of extreme joy and gratitude, and it makes all the work that you've done so, so worth it. And um, the tarot for me was the thing that resonated with me the most. And it was a tool that really helped me awaken. It really, really did. And I can't speak enough, or really, I don't think there's words to really explain how much I have learned about myself and about my life and about um, the spirit that I have through the tarot. And I really, I mean, like, I have only really read maybe like 10, 11 people at those times. I've really used it as a tool. And the same thing with magic and spells and things like that. You really don't want to do that stuff until you're extremely well read. I mean, a lot of things, happen with trial and error, and you have to do them and, to see how they work. But I mean, for me, I've never really been interested in conjuring the dead or talking to the demons or anything like that. So I've never had to deal with reading that type of material. I was always more interested in just, bringing good things into my life, manifesting. And Hermetics is really good for that. You're not going to feel like you have to wear a robe and walk in a circle and have a wand and all that. Hermetics, mental Hermetics is a practice. It's like yoga. It's like yoga for your mind, and you could do some crazy shit once you learn how to control your brain. And that's a whole other part of the awakening process and waking up. And a lot of us are empaths, and learning how to protect yourself is another thing. You definitely want to look into that if you're someone who's sensitive to the energies around you. Do not let people steal your energy. If you work with a psychic vampire, you got to protect yourself. And one of the ways that I do that is two ways that I do that is, one is I put up a little bubble shield, literally, like, I'll just build it in my brain. And another is, building an actual brick wall around myself to protect myself from the energies around me. And I find that really does work. Just being aware of the energy that you bring to a space is a big deal. And, just keeping yourself in a positive space no matter what you're going through, and know that the, the hard things that you go through are part of the work that you have to do. And a lot of times the universe will fuck with you and just test you. And, like, if you're like, here's the thing. If you're like, all right, tomorrow I'm totally gonna eat clean. I'm gonna go to the vegan store, and I'm gonna get lunch, and I'm gonna do this. That'll be the day that your coworker brings in 24 fucking donuts. Like, I kid you not. And it is the universe being like, are you ready for this? You want to do this? Let's do this. you know and recognizing those signs and those synchronicities, if you can be aware of them, it's actually really funny. You don't feel like a slave anymore. You don't feel like, oh, I gotta eat this donut. They're sitting next to me. Like, you'll be like, funny guys, real funny. Um, but it's all a process, and it never ends, and you have to do the work if you want to reap the benefits. And I mean, that's kind of really standard for anything in life, and it's a beautiful thing once you embrace yourself and know that there's a community of people out here who are waking up, and we all want to do a service and return what we know back to the community. And hopefully, I can answer some questions if anybody needs to talk, or, you know, learn something new from other people. And I feel like it's, time for me to put this information out there that I'm awake, I'm aware, and there's a lot of us out here, and I can't wait to hear and see other people awakening as well. I'm going to sign off for now, and good night.